Welcome to Kingdom Business Talk. I'm Ricky Trinidad, your host, and today I have with me the Director of Metrovitalization and my lovely wife, Kelly Trinidad. Welcome, Kelly.
Thank you.
And thank you for being
Pleasure
here.
to be here.
Yes, well, it's a pleasure to have you, and I have to say that because she's my wife. First of all, I want to say it's such a pleasure for you to be on Kingdom Business Talk with us today. You surprised me when you said that you wanted to come on. I didn't invite her. She said she wanted to be on this program, and I think it's because of your passion, your love for what we're doing together. I just want to say she is the Director of Metrovitalization. A lot of people don't know the power behind the business. We're a small business, we're growing, but really she does so much. She keeps us organized, she does all of the administration for the company and really keeps everybody going. And she has the same vision that I have for the company and for our city. So just want to, kind of talk a little bit about Newcastle, about our city, about the businesses in our city, and about what we're doing to revitalize this beautiful city.
Yes, well, I think Metrovitalization says it all. It's in the word itself, which we were able to copyright back in 2019.
Yes.
And now we're able to actually live it, live through the word itself, Metrovitalization, which is to revitalize, starting with just the way people are, their spirits, their attitudes, the environment that people are living in.
Yes.
And then really merging, which is what my strength is, I would say.
Yep.
And then really merging that with what Ricky's strength is, which is to build.
Right. So that's why I think we make an awesome couple, first of all.
Yes.
But we make up Metrovitalization, and we have that balance because I'm usually more focused on, as an urban planner, planning out the city, the communities. Kelly is more focused on the people themselves, the families, the children, just how the environment is going to affect them and how they are going to affect the environment. So I think that's what really makes us a good balance. Let's talk a little bit about how we ended up here in Newcastle and what brought us here, just from your perspective.
Well, it was an answered prayer. It was an answered prayer for spiritual leadership for you. And also just looking at this area, when we first came here and came to Jubilee Ministries for the very first time, the night before, randomly we were staying out in Mercer, KOA, but it had, the GPS had taken us all the way through downtown Newcastle twice at 2 a.m. in the morning. And we kept saying, wow, this is an interesting city that just needs a little light.
And there was something interesting about the city that captivated both of us.
Yes.
We came down Croton Avenue and we saw that wall that's along the creek, and we said, this is a beautiful wall. And, for some reason, the city captivated us, right? Well, what did it do for you? What did you feel when you were at 2, 3 in the morning
I
twice?
just felt like it was a quaint little town. I was like, this is neat. It was interesting. We were tired. It was very late in the morning and we knew we had to set up camp yet, but twice it brought us through, and it brought us down the river. But also later, I think, once we had really listened to our heart that we were supposed to be here, and understood that this was for us, it just gave me a sense of home. Right. It gave me a sense of home because I had grown up like this, small town, and not so much happening in the city itself, but the city did grow over time, mostly because of a university.
Yes, Binghamton, New York, right?
In Binghamton, SUNY University.
You grew up in a city, Binghamton, where it was like Newcastle, but it blossomed and grew and changed after some revitalization happened. And you've had that in your heart, and I've had the same thing in my heart. Like, we're both passionate for the growth of Newcastle. How do you envision that transformation happening just through our company, but also through other companies that are coming in just like we did? How do you see that change happen? What do you envision the streets and the buildings and the families?
Well, I think back, to why I left Binghamton in 20-some years ago. There was no opportunity. There was no opportunity. It was a wonderful place to grow up. I had great friendships. Everybody knew each other. businesses were there, but there wasn't real opportunity coming out of college. So I see revitalization as opportunity, and
Yes.
creating opportunity for those that are growing in this city now to come into and stay, so they can stay here and live here and not have to, it was a real blessing what I had the chance to do, and we were able to meet in Miami, which was
Yes.
divine.
Yeah.
But the thing is I would have stayed in Binghamton all of my life,
Mhm.
but there wasn't anything for me to get challenged with there in that sense. So I had to go see it and know what it's like coming from small town to live in a big city. I became an urban city person in that process.
Yes.
So now really it's both, and putting life to both,
Yes.
keeping the hometown feel, but giving opportunity.
And it's, well, a couple of things that Binghamton and Newcastle have in common, and the Newcastle area is great pizza and great Italian
A lot of
food.
good Italian food and good Italian people.
Yes. So they have that in common. So that's part of the reason we came here. No. But it's interesting that you talk about opportunity, because one of the things that we've been doing all along together, and even before we met each other, is helping people with their businesses. And Kelly has a passion for that. We have people now that we're talking to that they want to grow their business. They want to, help with the business plan. And we're part of Apostle Mark Kaufman's Christian Chamber of Commerce that just started.
Yes.
But also individually, we've had friends that said, hey, can you help me with my financial pro forma, structuring my business for funding? And then Kelly with insights and marketing insights and assistance in really helping develop their business. And that's something that we both love to see. So as part of what we're doing here, we both want to see the, like you said, the increase in the development of business opportunities for families. There's just a blessing that can come in through businesses flourishing in our city. So I agree, that's something that's deep in my heart. Opportunity is something that we're longing to create, not just for ourselves, for others. We want to see other families and business people grow and thrive here in Newcastle. Now, how do you envision it? Let's say downtown Newcastle, Washington Street. This street, we're broadcasting right now from our office in downtown Newcastle on East North Street. So this very same street, right now across the street from us, there is a building that's being demolished by the city right now, the old Merit Bank building. And that's going to be replaced with something beautiful. And right behind it, there's another building, the old Rite Aid building that we believe is going down. And there's a pocket park right across the street from that the CDC is developing a small pocket park there. So this city is already starting to transform. How do you envision it? How do you see the physical and the spiritual changing?
Well, I think how I see it is community actually enjoying itself in the city. Because everybody has that enjoyment, in their homes, in their, small little communities. But in Binghamton, the same thing. It was always like I'd drive through the city, and it was such a beautiful place, like structurally. Yet it wasn't getting fully utilized. And it took a while, but the university that was often in another city actually brought a piece of their university to the downtown area, and it started bringing community. So I say that to say I see just people enjoying each other.
Yes.
Walking in, into stores and having conversations. How's life? What's happening?
Yep.
Heartfelt. What do you need? How can we move you forward? Just places to do that together within the city.
I see the same thing. Quaint shops, little cafes, boutique stores, people interacting. That makes the city dynamic, kind of like Greenville, where in South Carolina we were just there, and you see the people sitting down having a cup of coffee, and I see Newcastle as a hidden treasure.
Yeah.
People don't know the beauty here. The creek that runs through downtown, and I've said that before, the river that runs through downtown. There's a unique character of the city, and I can't wait to see these buildings, come up and the environment change.
Yeah.
But like you said, the spirit of the families and the people in the area
and
interacting.
I get it, because I lived in a city where the rivers merged. It was beautiful, and when I was there, I just couldn't see it.
Yes.
But when I left and came back, I was like, wow, what a place to grow up. What a beautiful, beautiful place. And so it's there, and people have that here. There's no doubt. But it's just bringing it out.
Right.
And letting it be more present for those, driving through, for those that haven't seen it
Yes.
like that in their hearts in a while.
Yep.
Bringing sort of the heart's desire of the people out is really what revitalization is.
Yes.
It's like, we want this city to thrive. We want this city to feel like it should, like the people reflect.
Yes.
One thing, when I came here, everybody was so nice.
Yep. That's
It
true.
was just...
There's a great spirit in this city.
Yes, it's like just enduring, just very nice. And all the coming from Miami and Chicago, there's nice people, but you really have to find them, and everybody has their guard up.
Well, it's
because
just
you're around a big city,
Yep. And
you
you
have a
can't
little defense mechanism there.
right when you come from an urban city that's been around for a long time, like Chicago and Miami. Like you said, there's very nice people there, but people are either going to work and they'll pass
Busy.
you up, and busy, and you don't have the interaction. It was refreshing to come here and
Yes.
just talk to people and how you doing, and
Genuinely
just
kind.
genuine and kind. Yes.
Absolutely.
We're excited. This isn't us. When I look around in Newcastle, it's not a sad story that I see. It's an exciting story. This is an exciting time for us to be a
Yeah.
part of this transformation that's going to happen. And now Metrovitalization, our company, that is our mission. In most companies, their mission is, let's make a lot of money, and a lot of principles. So let's make a lot of money so we can buy a yacht, so we can buy a jet, and now you have the principles of Metrovitalization together in one podcast saying,
Yeah.
we want to reinvest into the city. When we
Yeah.
make money, it goes back into the city to a
Yes.
new project, a new development. And I'm really excited about that. Right now, our company, Metrovitalization, is developing the first subdivision. We just got our permit, and right now the roads and the infrastructure are going in for the Kingdom Place development in Hickory Township. So that's exciting. That's only 24 homes and a small retail plaza, but it's a start in the transformation of this area, because really there hasn't been another residential development for many, many years, over 15 years in this area. So as well as yesterday, we submitted our permit application and our drawings for royalty camping, which is interesting. Camping is what brought us here. When we first came here, we were camping in our RV at the KOA in Mercer.
Yes.
And now we're developing the first deluxe RV campground in this entire region. They don't have one. So it's going to have a lazy river. It's just going to have these yurts, these tents, these cabins. It's just a beautiful little oasis in Union Township. And adjacent to that, we're developing, that we just submitted yesterday, Royalty Place, which is 206 homes. And that's exciting because you have a commercial district on State Street where you have Lowe's and Walmart and Ruby Tuesdays and other venues. I'd be remiss if I didn't say Car Connection.
Yes.
So that's our dear friend, Michael Mansour. If you're looking for a car, call Michael Mansour at Car Connection. Visit him on State Street in Newcastle, in Union Township, Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Great businesses, and we're just excited to develop around that. And now we're coming into Newcastle with our first small development that's in the planning, in the works right now. We're going to share some images with you and some concepts called Preeminence. Building 1, so the first building, the smaller part of it. But what an exciting time, and that's really been our goal, to do things on the outside of Newcastle, downtown Newcastle first, and then really start working our way in and really blossoming with our infill development process that's about to start here in downtown Newcastle. So how do you feel about that, about having that kind of impact? What are your thoughts about our current projects that are under development now, under construction now?
Well, I'll share my side of it. You all hear my husband. He's very good at presenting the vision and getting it done, getting it out there, getting it delivered to the community. And my heart is more of, completing that. with the things that really come behind all that.
Yes.
Which is taking the vision to the ground,
Yes.
to the feet, to the culture, to the way we live within these places, and really the heart. You know, of course, we're very aligned in the heart of why these are existing. You know,
Yes.
why the camping. The camping is so people can feel this environment for themselves,
Right.
and enjoy it and take a break, you know, even close to your own community, because if you're like us, we don't really want to travel far, but we do want to get away from, you know, the way that we live all the time in our routine.
Right.
So we just want a small little getaway.
You know,
Like
what's
a
funny
short
is
little-
I met with Linda Ferris, who's the zoning officer over at Union Township
Yeah.
yesterday. She said she has friends that live in the area that can't wait for the campground. They live
Yeah.
in the area, but they want to go camping there because
Yeah.
of the environment. And now you see why I fell in love with this woman and why I'm deeply in love with her. When I see a campground, I think economic impact. There's tourism coming in, and that's what I present. That's what I share. We're going to create businesses. You know, people are going to stop and get gas and get a sandwich and benefit the community, and it's tourism that we're bringing.
Yeah.
And she sees the families coming in, the nurturing environment that's formed, the children playing in the playground, and she's thinking through how can we make it excellent for those families. So together, that's why we work so well together in Metrovitalization, because of that synergy that we have. So that's, now that you're meeting my wife and you see my wife, hopefully you can see why I fell in love with this beautiful woman. But the question still remains, why did you fall in love with me?
Well, we have.
Why are you so madly in love with me?
You're putting me on the spot now, but it's truly your heart, Ricky. You're so kind and loving, you know, and you were able to express that. I'll be honest with you. It's what I've looked for all my life, and your heart and my heart were so aligned, but yet so differently on how we brought that forward in each other.
Wow, that was actually a rhetorical question, but I'll take it.
Oh, I see. It was a joke.
It was a rhetorical question. Why did you fall in love, and why are you so madly in love with me? But that was so nice to hear. I think we need to end the podcast right there. Get a room. No, but now you know my wife, and you know how we kind of work together and balance each other out. And
Yes.
I just really wanted to share a little bit about my family. This Metrovitalization is my family. It's our passion, it's our heart, and this is what we're doing. And my wife is behind the scenes. You may not see her as much as you see me, but Kelly is really the backbone of everything we're doing. And everything I do, I run it by her, and we think it through together. And that's why I just love what we're doing.
Yes.
And thank you so much for volunteering, for offering
Yes.
to be on the podcast. And
Very
we
different.
welcome all of you. This was a different kind of podcast. It got a little romantic there, but that's okay. That's what we're about too. So thank you for joining us. And we want to invite you again next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Please join us right here on Kingdom Business Talk.